We do discussion after all the presentation now. I speak about the distal transfer of the great trochanter, about technique and indication. Great trochanter is very important in the hip for the strength of the hip, for limping, and also for impingement. When there is a pathology of great trochanter, it is necessary to do X-ray analysis with the measure of the Hedgren index. Hedgren is articulo-tronchanteric distance, with, and it is very minimal in coxa breva, and when there is a small grain, there is a decrease of abductor lever arm, and there is a limping. And limping with a Trendelenburg sign is generally not very well accepted for young subjects. The overgrowth of the great trochanter, like in this pathology after problem with the growth plate of the great trochanter after Legg-Perthes disease, there is a very small ingrain in this case, and the transfer of the great trochanter normalize neck length and the orientation of the abductor lever arm. Necessary to bring the tip of the great trochanter down to the level of the center of the femoral head, and to lateralize also the great trochanter tip from the center of the femoral head by a distance of at least 2 times the radius of the head. In some cases, before age of 8 years in childhood, isolated trochanteric episiodesis can prevent this potential trochanteric overgrowth, but after 8 years it is too late, and after 8 years and before 15 years it is necessary to do also trochanteric transfer and epiphysiodesis of the growth plate. After 15 years, isolated trochanteric transfer alone is good. The abductor mechanism change with the neck length and the Hedgren ATD distance. So you see in a normal hip, when there is a varus hip, and also when there is a valgus hip, there is a change of the abductor mechanism. The technique of this surgery is seems very simple, but there is many tips very important. First, we do a lateral approach. It is necessary to identify the anterior and posterior edge of the gluteus medius. Then we have to do elevation of the vastus lateralis from the lateral femoral shaft. 2 wires are dried into the great trochanter at the inferior part to serve as a guide for the osteotomy. Osteotomy is done with oscillating saw or with osteotom. When the great trochanter can be elevated, it is grasped with a large bone holding forceps like this Ollier forceps in the middle of this slide, and you have to release the fibrous connection very carefully. Roughening of the cortex of the area where great trochanter had to be transferred is necessary with a good contact of the femoral leg abducted. Fixation is done with 2 or 3 strong screws with metallic washer. And the ideal place for the great trochanter is 2 or 2.5 times the radius of the femoral head, lateral to the center of the femoral head, like you see on this slide. There is some pitfalls. First, be careful with the circumflex artery to avoid osteonecrosis of the head, and also with the femoral neck, because if you are too aggressive, it is possible to cut part of the femoral neck, and it is very important to be careful with that. It is also necessary to test this osteosynthesis by movement of the hip during after osteosynthesis during operation, and the wound is closed in a routine manner over a drain. Post-op care is simple, no full weight bearing before 45 days, rehabilitation of the gluteus muscles, and 6 months are necessary to recover full strength in abductor muscles and to avoid limping. Patient from 1977 to 2008, I have done 25 lowering of the great trochanter in 23 children or adolescents. 2 are bilateral and 2 adults. There is 15 males and 8 females, and mean age for the operation was 14 years. The post-op 8 grade ATD is always negative, except in 3 cases where this 8 grade ATD is equal to 0, and the mean ATD before operation is negative of 3.8 millimeter. There is association of 8 shelf arthroplasty with the lowering of great trochanter, 4 cases in the same time and 4 cases secondary. The results, the mean lowering of the great trochanter is almost of 4 centimeters, 2.5 to 6 centimeters, and the post-op 8 grade ATD was always positive and equal to 30 millimeters, 12 to 45. And you see on this slide the new length of the neck and the position of the great trochanter. The results at 5 to 20 years, we have always a consolidation of the great trochanter and no migration of the great trochanter if you do very good osteosynthesis with 2 or 3 screws and washer. Limping is always decreased, no or few limping after operation, and the gluteus medius strength was always improved and scored 4 to 5. 5 is the maximal strength for the gluteus medius. Some example of this patient, first pre-op, and you see the 21 years after operation with at right shelf graft after, with the distal transfer of the great trochanter. And at left, it is not necessary to do a shelf graft, and the patient were today very satisfied without pain, without limping. Another case after leg Perthes Calvé disease. Pre-op at left and at right is the result, 5 years post-op. In conclusion, it is necessary to do this operation because we had to prepare the hip for the adult life, and if it is necessary to do an intervention of totally arthroplasty, post-op remodeling of the neck permit in the future easier totally arthroplasty if it is necessary, and to avoid too much difficulties. Thank you very much.